I'm joined here today with Eli Frankham. Thank you, Eli, for having us here in your home.
No problem.
If you'd like to just tell us a little bit about you and your boxing background and how you got into it.
Yeah, so my dad took me to the boxing gym when I was about 11. Walking in a gym full of all kids and scary really, because when you're 11 you don't really... And I've always grown up knowing my dad could fight and box, but I was never really, not really into it other than him just these stories and things. So I went in there and I loved it from the first day I went in there, to be fair. I couldn't wait to get back in. I think we used to go 3 times a week. I used to get beat up in sparring, but I loved it. That's what I loved. I didn't mind getting beat up in sparring. I was a little fat kid going there. I think I was 10, 11, and I was jumping in there with 14-year-old boys, just getting punched around and that. And I didn't think from... You get a lot of boxers say, "Oh, from the day I went in the gym I wanted to be world champion." I didn't. I just want to make my dad proud and just try it out. I was always good at football, so it was something different for me. And I had a good career out of it. But won the ABAs twice, in the Golden Gloves twice. Yeah, I had about 33 fights, 34 fights, lost 4. So I didn't do too bad out of it.
This is your amateur career?
Yeah, the amateur career, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what. What else did I win? Won the European Schoolboys, and that was an achievement. That was I won the best boxer at the tournament as well. That was followed the same week that my dad died, so that was like the highest point of my amateur career, but the lowest point at the same time. But it was special, it was really special, and travellers and even non-travellers from all around the country come and watch that. Down in Portsmouth, probably 1,000 people, which is unheard of for an amateur show, so that was a really special moment. And yeah, went up to the age of 17, had a couple of senior fights, boxed Simon Barkley, a very good professional, and then after that just sort of fell out of love with the sport a little bit and just went my own way, come away from boxing, come back into boxing. I had 2 professional fights in 2013, won both of them against 2 very good men, journeymen, but very good journeymen. So they were good names to have on my record. And then come away from boxing, and it just, something wasn't right. It just didn't feel right. I love boxing, but it just wasn't I just felt it wasn't my time. It wasn't. I was only, was I 20? Yeah, 20, and it just. I don't think I was ready for the sport then. I was living away from home in Reading, in a hotel, and I felt almost I was in prison. I was just in a hotel when I wasn't trained. I was stuck in a hotel, no money, didn't know anybody. And that it just didn't fit for me. And then I come home and just thought, I'll stay here for a little while, stay here for a month, get away from it. A month led to 6 months, 6 months led to a year. Next thing you know, I've bloomed up to 22 stone. Then at that point, I don't want to go to a boxing show, because every time you see someone new, they're saying, "Oh God, you put some weight on." And you think, "Fucking, everyone keep going on about my weight," and that. So you get like anxiety and a bit of depression. Also, I was depressed, not until afterwards. I didn't know at the time. You know what I mean? I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was drinking a lot. And I had 2 kids. Well, I had a kid at this time as well, so it was hard, you know what I mean? I was living like a bit of a lie, do you know what I mean? My missus didn't know at the time. And then I ended up where the only place you're going to end up like that, and I ended up in prison. And that was the kick up the arse, major kick up the arse. And I left the boy, my little son was 4 months old, my girl was just over a year old, a little bit older. So when you're sitting in that prison cell, and there's no point saying it's easy, and you've got 2 kids outside and no money, and you've left them. I left them like that. Do you know what I mean? So to have that burden on yourself, but it's not me looking for sympathy, because it's all my own fault. It's me. I can't pass the buck and pass the blame. I didn't get in with the wrong crowd. I chose to be with the wrong crowd. It wasn't I was led astray. It's all my fault. So it's down to me to rectify it and redeem myself, which is why I wear tops like this and get behind charities like this, gloves up, knives down, try and do other charity work. My trainer John Faxton, he helps disabled kids, and we're trying to jump on board with that. Just things like that, because if I feel I can give something back, I was lucky enough to notice I'd done wrong. Some people hit rock bottom and they can't get back up. So if I can help others get back up off the ground, because that's Tyson Fury done that for me. I watched him when I was in prison on the telly, watched what he was going through. That man was world champion and he didn't want it, he didn't care, it didn't matter. So just goes to show that no matter how high you are, you can always come down at rock bottom. So I've had a taste of rock bottom and I didn't like it. So
at what point in your low phase did you decide that you want to come back into boxing?
See, I can't forget the time. November 2015 is when I contacted Mervyn Turner. I said, something's got to change, mate. And I'll tell you exactly what it was. I was with my brother and my uncle, and we was having a laugh and a joke, and he used to call me, you fat this and that and the other. I said, boys, I'll jump on the scales, and I jumped on the scales that weighed 21 stone, and they didn't even weigh me, I was that heavy. And I thought, I ain't that heavy. I snuck off the Boots chemist, I jumped on the scales, and I weighed 22 stone, 5 pounds, and I thought, what has gone on? What? I didn't even think I was that big. And I knew from that minute, I went home and I said, something's got to change. But as much as I was changing, I was still in my old ways as well, and I'd lost about 1.5 stone, 2 stone, and then that's when I went to prison. But when I went to prison, after getting over the sentence and getting over the time, I had to do 2.5 years in prison. It's a long, long time away from the kids, and I come out to kids up here, do you know what I mean? And that was my training camp. That's where I got all the foundations and got everything together and just set my target, and on the road I went and I just trained. I was dying in prison. I was dying and training like I was training for a fight. But that's how I got through it, because that was my way of getting through it. And then watching Tyson Fury on there, how he's come back, just an inspiration. And I'm probably, I never probably went as low as Tyson Fury, and I certainly never went as high, but on a smaller scale, I can see exactly what he went through. I know what I went through. I dread to think what that man went through, do you know what I mean? But he helped me get off the floor. I want to try and help others get off the floor. And I hope that people that see this, I've been to prison, listen, I've messed up loads. People that know me tell you, I've messed up, I've fucked up loads of times. But there comes a time in life, I hit my time in life where it's now or never, and for me, this is now or never. This boxing game's all I've got. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Without it, I might as well just, other than the 2 kids, if I didn't have my 2 kids in me boxing, I'd be in prison now. And I happily say that I would.
On that note, have you heard anything back from the boxing board about your licence?
Yeah, so I knew this before I come out of prison. I couldn't box on the I couldn't have a British licence, but that didn't stop me, because a lot of people could have used that as an excuse. Oh, I can't get my licence. Oh yeah, I've been in prison. No, I didn't do that. I've come out of prison. The day I got out of prison, I enjoyed seeing my missus and my kids. And then the next following week, I got out on a Friday. On the Monday, I was back on the road running, and that's been 8 months, and I haven't stopped since. So I mean, I want to do it for myself. I do, and a lot of people say you shouldn't do it for other people. You should do it for yourself. And I do want to do it for myself. But I've got 2 kids there. I don't want my boy fighting. If he come to me and said, Dad, I want to box, I'd say, fair enough, son. I'll take you to the gym, no different to what my dad done for me. So I'll be proud of him. But I don't want him to go through what I go through, because what people don't see behind the scenes, they think you jump in the ring, you get £1 million, whatever these fighters are getting. I don't get nothing. I get up every morning at 5:30. I travel 1 hour and 20 minutes to the gym. We do CV work in the gym there. Then I chill out for a couple of hours. I'm in the boxing gym. Yeah, I've missed that. That's half a day gone. I haven't been to work for that half a day. That's cost me money. I've got 2 kids at home to feed. I'm not even fighting. I've been doing this for 8 months. I'm not even fighting to earn money. So I need to box. And I'll box soon, so I can get the money to provide. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go back to my old ways. I have to stay grounded, just get chipping away. And even since I've been out of prison, I've hit so many hurdles. Could have been boxing in, when was it? December. I got out of prison in September. Could have been boxing in December. It never happened. that's a setback. Even though I feel in a lot better place, setback, when you get that setback, you think, oh, you do. I don't care who you are, you do. So then March come along, oh, you can't box in March. Now we're in June, and I'm getting August, but now we've got an actual date, confirmed date in August, and I'm just waiting on probation to let me go. Which, if they don't, then they're not showing me that good work can be rewarded, because I've come out of prison, I've got on the right roads, and it's not been easy. It's not been easy one little bit. So it's just a case of a waiting game. But I'm just going to keep chipping away, chipping away. If August doesn't happen, we've got another time, we've got another day. I'll just keep chipping away, because it beats sitting in a prison cell. And me personally, I come from a fighting family, sort of like, so you've got Gypsy Johnny Frankham. My dad never did box professionally, but he was a good fighter. You've got little Charles Frankham. Just proves that it's in the DNA, and you can fight. It's just how we are. It's how we're born. I only got into boxing when I was 10, 11, but we were chucking gloves and that on my brothers, and we just punching arms at each other as babies. It's just what we do. That's just how we're reared up. That's how we're fetched up. Do you know what I mean? So it is all I've known, really, all my life. Even though I've only been, what am I, 20? I've been, say, boxing 16 years, 15, 16 years. I've been doing it more than that. Just it's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. If you got it, you have got it, you haven't. It's as simple as that. And I believe I've got it to be world champion. Especially now when you see Billy Joe Saunders and Tyson Fury. They've set that bar now where travellers can do it, because travellers couldn't do it back in the day. They couldn't make it to 17, they're gone. Married, wife, children, gone, finished, done. That was the end of them. You never really used to hear of it. But then you got Billy Joe Saunders. He went to the Olympics. He's turned professional. What can you say about the man's career? He ain't been beat. And the same as Tyson Fury. And they've set that thing now where young travelling boys, they're coming up and they're thinking, God, I don't know what you can earn a few quid out of this. I'll crack a man in a pub down a nightclub, or get locked up for it, or whatever you do. Why not get in the ring and earn a few quid out of it? And a lot more travelling boys are coming up now, like myself. I'm 26, I ain't young, but I've got a bit of time left in the game. But every travelling boy's probably watching this, or even if they don't even watch this, if they're watching Tyson Fury and Billy Joe, 15, 16, I want to be like him, I want to be like him. Because in the junior ABAs, that's all you see. If you look at all the names of the fights, it's travellers. But they get too old and they don't want to know. Now, they'll start thinking, God, he's fit for £10 million. I want a bit of that. Because that's how I feel. I want a slice of the cake myself. And my division, cruiserweight division, I mean, I don't even think there's a traveller out there at the cruiserweight division at the minute. They're just dominating or doing anything. So it's a good division for me to be in. And I've got a good team around me, got a good family. Do you know what I mean? Mum, do you know what I mean? The mother to my kids, and my kids. And obviously my boxing family. Everything's there. Everything's right now, where before it wasn't right. It wasn't. I was on my own, 19, 20-year-old. My mates is out partying. I'm stuck in a hotel room in Reading, 3-hour drive from home. Don't even know who anybody is. So that life itself wasn't for me then, and I'm glad I didn't make it then, because I don't think I would have gone. I'd have hit here where I don't want to be. I want to be up through the roof. Do you know what I mean? So that's just, I think everything happens for a reason, and I think how things has panned out is probably my dad up there watching me saying, do you know what I mean? And you have to make mistakes, because if everything went right, then the world wouldn't be what it was today. We need to make mistakes and learn from them. So I've made the biggest mistake, and now it's time for me to redeem myself, basically, and prove to everyone, and not only everyone, and prove to myself that I can do it. I know I can do it. I go to bed every night, mate. I go to bed, I'm tossing and turning, I'm thinking this, that, and the other. Got to be up at R5 and this and that. But I can come home through the door and go to bed and sleep at night. Whereas before I couldn't, because I was always worried about what was going to happen, if I was going to get in bother, or was it this, was it that. It's just an ongoing situation. So
I know since you've come out of prison, that light's been switched on. You've also lost a lot of weight since that period. You talked about when you were 22 stones, and you've come a long way. How long was that period of going through this long stretch of training and getting to where you are now?
Yeah, so I lost a bit of weight before I went to prison, because I already had it in my mindset that but it was like the light didn't quite come on. It was like I wanted it to do it, but it just wasn't there. It's all right doing things in any situation. Don't have to be losing weight, boxing, don't have to be anything. in life in general, if you want something to be done, you've got to want to do it yourself. If people want to change, if people want to stop drinking alcohol, if they're alcoholic, they've got to want to do it. So what their mum and dad tell them they've got to stop, or their friends and family stop them drinking themselves to death, they've got to want to get off their ass and do it themselves. And it's no different to what I've done. I've had to want to do it. And it wasn't until I went to prison and sat and really thought about it, and then I'm ringing my kids, and the mother of my kids see how my kids are, and they've got no money, or you got no friends in prison, mate. You got nobody. And you ring your mates, mate. I've come out, trust me, I've come out, and I thought, do you know what? I remembered a few people that were there for me. I've got my kids, I've got my mum. My mum used to take me all around the country, up and down when my dad was gone. Everywhere. Never begrudged nothing, and I would never begrudge my kids nothing. So I want to do for them what my mum and dad done for me, and more if I can. I had a good life. I'm not going to sit inside a bad life, because I know that we was brought up how a kid would want to be brought up. We had anything we wanted. Christmas, my dad would go get us quads. Do you know what I mean? We wasn't spoiled, but we didn't have a hard life. Do you know what I mean? So when my dad died, things got a little bit more tough. So, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse for that's why I went to prison. Just because my dad had that sort of life and he went to prison, and I'm not going to say that's why it went like that, because it's not. Because I want to break the mould. I want to be my own man, but at the same time, I want to live for his name. His name is Eli, and all, same as myself. My boy's called Eli, so it's all about the name. So,
well, I think that covers all of our questions. I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the Fury fight coming up in Vegas?
With Tom Swartz?
Yeah.
That's a better fight than people make it out to be. Tom Swartz is a very good fighter. I think he brings a lot to the table. Listen, it's heavyweight boxing, and we all see what happened to Anthony Joshua, didn't we, at the weekend? So anything can happen. I think Fury dragged him out to the later rounds. Listen, he's the best in the world. Nobody can beat Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury's on his A game. Nobody. Not Andy Ruiz, not Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder. He's already tried, and let's face it, he failed. I think Joshua beats him in 8 to 10 rounds. I think he'll fetch a late stoppage. But like I said, it's heavyweight boxing, so anything can happen.
Do you have any shout outs to anyone you'd like to?
Yeah, so got 3 sponsors, and what I like about these sponsors, they've sponsored me. They've been sponsoring me before I even got my licence, this overseas licence I have, and they're helping me towards fuel costs and things. So that means a lot to me, because it's not like I'm on top of the world and they just want to jump on the ride. They've got me from the bottom, and they want to come up with me. So that'd be my brother Sam Frankham of Fenton Timber, Charles Dean of Bespoke Gardens and Landscapes, and Ethan Nee of A&E Decorators. So them 3, they've helped me a long way. But I am looking for some more sponsors if there's any available. Also got John Faxton, my trainer in Norwich, with Graham Everett, my manager, Mervyn Turner. He also promotes Shamrock Promotions. That's a good team there. That team, do you know what I mean? It's an hour and a half from home. Don't get me wrong, it's not ideal. Someone had to train on their doorstep and getting paid for it, but it works for us, and it works perfectly for us. So.
And I know it's been your daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
How are you celebrating that over the weekend?
Yeah, so we're gonna probably go to Legoland or something and enjoy some family time after day off training. It's a Saturday, so that's my day off anyway. So, and then back to work, hard graft Sunday morning, first thing.
Well, I appreciate being able to interview you today. Really, really great interview. Thank you so much for giving us your time, Eli. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers.